And today we're going to have something a bit different. Basically showing how I turn one of these 70s to 80s coaches into something like this. Let's get started, shall we? Now, before I begin, just want to make a few pointers. This one is about midway through a transformation. This one's fully done up. This one not even touched, as we can tell. This one here has only had one coat of paint, so I still got to give it a few more till I get that look I like. But it's getting there. It's getting there. A few more coats of paint, this one's good. But got to show how I get to that point first, which we're going to do with this one. Now, first of all, got to take the body off, which is dead easy with these. And I've already given it a thorough clean. Gotta check the chassis, see if it's bowed or anything like that. Which is easy to tell if you put the body back on. Yeah. Yeah, it's slightly bowed, but nothing to worry about, really. Now, second thing to do is remove these nasty plastic wheels. They're old, they're horrid, and frankly, they're pitiful. Yeah, these would be good on an American wagon, but on my stock, nope. So, got me a couple of metal wheel sets here. They fit perfectly on the gauge. They won't derail, I hope. And adds a bit of weight to the bugger. And there we go. Easy. Now I'm also going to add a bit more weight to this, which will be this simple hunk of weight here. I'll just put it in, glue it in that position there. And as we can tell with this one, give it a lick of paint to hide it. Easy enough. But if I use something like that, I would be screwed. Okay, all the japes and joking aside. The next thing you're going to see is a bit of a time-lapse video of me putting the glue in here so I can glue this in. If I can grab it, there we go. So I glue this in. And also basically putting the coat of, well, the undercoat really, on the coach body. Now I say undercoat because when you manhandle carriages and all that, the paint will tend to wear a bit in places. So, to avoid this ghastly yellow popping up again, I'm simply going to give it an undercoat. Now, the usual brown I would use, which is a nice wood brown, which is this Homebrew Enamel Matte 29. I ran out of it. Bugger. And this simple 48 brown is a bit too bright, a bit too dull. Then again, this Gloss 10, on the other hand, as we can see with this buffer stop, it's a bit rich, but I like it. I like it. So it will do. And as I said, it's a time lapse, so, well, not exactly a time lapse, more like hyperlapse. But nevertheless, let's give it a crack, shall we? So we got the undercoat on, which will actually give the red coat a nice darker look, which means a bit less painting, thankfully. I'm going to leave the yellow on the roof because it actually brings out the silver in the roof paint a lot better. But once this is dry and once the epoxy is set in here, I'll paint the underside of this black so that way it hides the metal. Also smartens it up a bit. And once the undercoat here is dry, I'll paint the inside first, then the outside. And for the inside colors, I'm thinking green, along with a nice brass color, just to give it a little flair. Green walls, brass roof, but for the floors of the coach, I'm going to stick with this brown, just to change it up a little. But as for the walkways here and the steps, I might go for that lighter brown I have. This one. Purely because it stands out a bit more and it, well, you can't argue. Does look good. And once that's all done and dusted, and when I can, I'll be simply, well, switching over to couplers really. Getting rid of these bulky, ugly, big D couplers and fitting NEMs. I do believe I already have a video on that. And since this video is going to take longer than I thought to make, in the next scene, I'll be wearing a different shirt. Okay, and we're back, and as we can see, the paint's nice and dry now, which means I can finally add the next few coats, which is this very nicely applied metallic silver, and of course, what I think is a burgundy red. I say I think because I'm not exactly sure. Now as for the interiors, for the walls, I'm thinking of a nice green. And as for the roof, because I always go a bit different, how's this for different? Copper. A nice copper style roof. Because, why the heck not? It'll be interesting. It's different. The only pain in the backside is, it will never be seen. Bugger. But, it's the devil in the details you don't see that catch people off guard. So, I'm going to set the camera for hyperlapse again. And we'll see how it goes. Well now, that's the first coat on this coach, and already it's making one nice improvement. Next thing to do is, well, you already saw me do a chassis, so I'll leave this one be. And this has got to be the longest time it took me to film anything ever. But I'm highly grateful to the people who take the time to watch my stuff. Thank you. Now, once this dries, hopefully it ends up looking like this. Painted, ready to roll. Next thing to do is the interior for that, but I can do that off camera, no sweat. It's only 2 colors anyway. So, until next time, this is Upwell and Take care.